My name is Haley, and I am from, well, I guess Tri-Cities, Washington, but I actually grew up in Northern California.
My name is Jaromy and I am from Tri-Cities, Washington as well.
Well, I've mostly been piggybacking off of Jeremy's experiences and learning a lot through him and the studying that he's been doing, and watching the videos, and then piece by piece getting little bits here and there when he can give them to me.
Yeah, my experience with Clever has been phenomenal. Since day one, I had another program that wasn't half as good. And yeah, it's really launched my business to the point where I could quit my job. I got her out of her job, and we're still just full steam ahead with it.
The program that we got before was a very wide angle view, I guess would be the best way to say it. And it didn't have as much detailed information as we were really going to need diving in as brand new beginners. We had no idea what wholesaling was before we started all of this.
Yeah, the hands-on has been great. I was just talking about it before this, was we get to reinforce what we already learned. And even if you already know something or feel like you already know something, there's always something more you can take away from it. And even if it's just a tiny little tweak, it's going to reinforce your belief in it and reinforce what you're, already doing as well, and keep moving on confident with it. That's my biggest thing I love being hands-on with it. It's when you're watching a computer screen, it's sometimes hard to believe that it's real. But as soon as you're hands-on with it, it's like, okay, this is real. And, even if you're already doing it like we were, it's just good reinforcement.
I can speak for myself and say that we've both really wanted to help people, and that was something that I started off really wanting to do, is how can I help as many people as possible? And I started doing things that maybe weren't going to be as helpful, thinking that it would be a good avenue. I was actually a family law paralegal for a long time, and it kind of gets rough seeing that type of thing after a while, and I didn't feel like I was helping or making a difference. And it was Jaromy who got involved in the program and really wanted to dive into it more, and then seeing the difference he was making and how people were actually happy after having dealt with everything, then that really inspired me to do it a lot more, because I had that view of how it can go right and how you can actually help someone.
Yeah, I was a musician for full-time 7 years, and then for 10 years prior to this 6 months ago. And it was hardcore, man. I loved it, and I was an educator and entrepreneurial in that area. So I really loved that and did pretty well for myself there. So I started thinking, well, I should probably start investing my money. I'm still young, and maybe buy a rental or do a fix and flip project or something like that. But I have no idea where to start. I'm a guitar player. I hate construction, So that's when I was just looking for something more to invest my money in. I wanted more streams of income besides the music thing, because eventually, that would dry up. I was still trading a lot of my time for dollars, and the margins weren't adding up for me as much anymore, to where I was like, I have these huge goals to serve people through my music, but how am I going to make that happen? Even though I'm doing well, my goals got bigger than what I was doing, basically. And that's when I started really reaching out and feeling like, there's got to be more. I looked into the internet, e-commerce, being an agent, things like that, just for something on the side. I never had an intention of actually quitting doing what I was doing as a full-time musician. And as soon as I saw the power of real estate through Cody's program and through Clever Investor, it was just like, man, this is amazing, and yeah, making as much money in 1 month as I did in a year doing that, I was like, this is no joke. And really started getting obsessed with it and turned the heat up on it. And then I realized, okay, well, yeah, it is about the money, but now I can serve more people through doing real estate. And now that I'm monetizing it and I have these huge profit margins, I can spend more time with her, with my family, travel more. I have more free time to play music, and for the future, be able to share my music with more people ultimately. With the money, what I want to do is build a platform for guitar education online, as well as create a charity band that donates all of our proceeds to charities that we believe in. And so basically I'd take the money, hire a band, create a band, and write music or play cover songs and put on huge shows where it draws more people making more donations, and then we donate all that money. And I see it as a really cool medium versus just, hey, let's, a lot of people do it through golf, or a lot of people do it through sporting events, or, people just put on a nonprofit or charity event, whereas we want to put on a party and a big concert that's really positive. And at that point, I don't care if I make mistakes because on stage, because we're just having fun, donating tons of money. But, it's there's not as much pressure on me as a musician at that point, and that's ultimately why I got into music, was to influence people. It was never about the money, but once I realized how much money I could make in this, I was like, wow, this is a great vehicle to move forward and do ultimately my passion. And then the other thing is wanting to, work into the thought leader kind of stuff where, Tony Robbins and a lot of those guys are. I don't know if I'd ever reach that level of what he's doing, but to tell people my story, I don't come from a whole lot. And I was a high school dropout, and I didn't go to college, and, I played guitar. That was it. And then to learn, business on a basic level, and then start mastering business, and then learn real estate and start mastering real estate 10 years down the road from here, I really feel that I can, whichever way you want to look at it, give or give back to people that want to do that as well, and feel that there isn't hope for them, and share with them that there is, because for a long time I didn't think there was hope for me. I have all this money, and now it's like, whoa, what do I do next? So it's kind of, like a big shoe to fill, I guess you could say, and it feels really good. It feels freeing, and at times it's stressful, but I know we're going to get past that part of it, and everything's going to just be awesome. And the biggest thing is it feels like true confidence that it is possible for something better. It is possible to really make, something happen that you never imagined. I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to a camera about making hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate, in such a short period of time. It's just crazy to me.